This is probably the only Disney movie that I can go back and watch that I'll accept having a song in it. Because I hate musicals. What's up, guys? This is Courtney, one half of the brothers Deconstruction here, and I'm bringing you my super late review for Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2 is the 1999 sequel to the 95 Toy Story, and obviously, as the release date says, it came out in 1999. I was 9 years old when this film came out, but the funny thing about it is that I don't remember watching Toy Story 2. Like, I didn't go see it in theaters, and I don't remember us having it on VHS. I don't have a whole lot of memories about the film besides the trailers, and I'm pretty sure Toy Story 2 used the cover of The Boys Are Back in Town, because the tagline on all the posters said the toys are back. And I remember the toys are back in town. I remember that song being used for the trailer and for the TV spots. So that's the only thing that I remember from this film. If I have watched it, I honestly just do not remember doing so. But that doesn't speak anything to the quality of the film. Toy Story 2 is still a good movie, and it continues the theme of Toy Story movies being ticking clock movies, because again, in this film, there's a sort of ticking clock. The film starts with Woody being taken. Woody is stolen in this film. Andy goes off to cowboy camp. He's playing around with Woody. Right before he leaves, he rips the stitching on his arm. So his mom kind of puts him away, sets him to the side. After that, she goes and starts doing a sweep of items because she's doing a yard sale. Now, there's a squeaky penguin that gets put in the box for the yard sale when he goes and tries to save him. He saves him, but he loses track of the dog. I forget the dog's name. I think it's Buster. He loses a grip on Buster and falls down. Now, some little girl picks up the toy and she says, "Can I have it, Mommy?" The mom says, "No, put it back." She puts it down. So this one collector comes, sees it, and then tries to, sneakily buy it. Like, he puts it amongst some other things and goes to Andy's mom and says, "Hey, I'll give you 50 cents for all this." She says, "No, that's not supposed to be in there. Let me go ahead and take that from you." So she takes Woody, puts him in her little money box that she has that she's collecting all the money from. And he kicks the nearby skateboard to cause a distraction. He breaks into the money box and takes Woody and drives off. So the toys see this. They go on an adventure to kind of figure out where Woody is gone. Now, this movie is a ticking clock movie and an adventure movie again. So the adventure is Buzz going off looking for Woody. Buzz, Ham, Mr. Potato Head, and Slinky. They all go, and Rex. They all go off to search for Woody after they realize that Al the chicken from these commercials that they've been seeing, these toy commercials that they've been seeing, is the one that took Woody. And the ticking clock is, after we meet back up with Woody, we are introduced to Jesse, Bullseye the horse, and Stinky Pete. We find out that there used to be like a super old show about Woody, Woody's Roundup, I believe it's called, where they were all the cast on this show, and it got canceled. And this guy is like a hardcore Woody fan. He's a hardcore collector that's planning on selling all of these items. So he needs a Woody for his collection because he has a Stinky Pete that's never been out of the box. He has a Jesse and he has a Bullseye. So coming up, that's why he stole Woody. Now, for me, that's not a good enough reason to go around stealing people's shit from a yard sale. But I understand. It's the holy grail of his collection that he needs in order to sell to some Japanese museum. And they're going to give him a ton of money for it. I get why he did it. But he's kind of the main villain of the film. We find out that he plans on selling this collection to the Japanese museum. So that's the ticking clock right there. Buzz has to find Woody, and they already know that Woody is going to get sold to this Japanese museum. They know. They have that information already. So the ticking clock is Buzz has to get Woody, one, before Andy comes back from the cowboy camp, and two, before Al sells Woody in this collection. So it's an adventure of them looking for Woody and Woody kind of mingling amongst Jesse, Bullseye, and Stinky Pete. I'll say that this does a good job of continuing on the relationships that were built in the previous film, because Buzz goes after Woody because of what he did at the end of the first Toy Story. And he's like, look, this is my friend. He risked his life to save me, so why wouldn't I do the same for him? So it's really, really good to see that continuation. And it's also hilarious that it's also a reverse of the first film. Woody spends a lot of time, most of the movie actually, of Toy Story, trying to convince Buzz that he's a toy. And Stinky Pete and Jesse have kind of talked Woody into not going back to Andy. And Woody, when Buzz and Woody finally meet back up, Woody spends, he makes a speech about, you taught me that one of the most important things as a toy is to be loved by a child. I came back to rescue you because I believed you. So he even goes into, Woody, you are a toy. You're supposed to be played with. So it's funny that they kind of reverse the roles, that Buzz comes back and tries to talk Woody into realizing you're a toy. You're supposed to be played with. Why are you trying to go off in a museum where children just walk past you? That doesn't make any sense. So it's a good conflict that they create in the film. The acting, again, is amazing. I don't know the actress, the voice actor for Jessie, but I love her kind of country accent and the yeehawing and all that stuff.
It's the yeehaw agenda. I love it.
Overall, it's just a good quality film. There are moments in the film where they kind of redo things from the first movie because, hey, you remember this from the first movie? Like, Buzz does something with Woody. He stops him. He saves him early on in the beginning of the film, or checks on him rather, by doing the Hot Wheels track like flip thing again. And I'm like, okay, I get it. That happened in the first one. I think there was another instance where they did something similar to the first movie as well that kind of made me roll my eyes just a little bit. But overall, the quality of the film is still good. I probably like the first Toy Story more, but this isn't a bad film by any stretch. The movie ends with, them finding Woody, them escaping. Stinky Pete kind of reveals himself as a bad guy because he wants them to stay together as a collection, because he doesn't want to go back in storage. Hell, Jessie has claustrophobia because she was kept in storage so long that she doesn't want to go back. It makes her hyperventilate and it scares the shit out of her. So it's good to continue to see that they gave these characters their own personalities. And Stinky Pete isn't like a bad guy for the sake of being bad. This whole collection is the only thing that he really has going for him. They're going to just get put back in storage and they're not going to get played with, or they're not going to get admired. I can understand the reasoning behind him wanting to, basically kidnapping Woody at one point when they're on the way to being put on a plane to fly over there. Yeah, again, this film, it keeps up the quality of the Toy Story films, and it ends on a really, really good note. And Buzz tries to shoot a shot at Jessie, and she's like, "Well, aren't you just the sweetest spaceman ever?" And there's a pretty funny moment in the scene where Buzz runs into an updated version of the Buzz Lightyear figure with some new belt that's supposed to be like an anti-gravity belt or something like that. And he basically gets one up by the Buzz figure being put into like the little spaceship box that they all come in. It was hilarious. And he gets paraded, this new Buzz gets paraded around as the old Buzz. Oh, I think I remember the other kind of cliche thing that made me roll my eyes. They did like a Star Wars thing where Buzz and Zurg were fighting each other on this elevator as they were following and Al and Jesse, Stinky Pete, Bullseye, and Woody, because he's going to his car to drive to the airport. New Buzz and Zurg are fighting each other, and he says, "You killed my father." Zurg says, "No, I am your father." I get it. You didn't have to go there, but I get it. So I thought that was another kind of cliche thing that kind of made me roll my eyes. But other than that, this movie is good. It continues the quality Toy Story films. So yeah, there really isn't much that I have to say. It's a good story. Still has the heartfelt moments in it, especially one dealing with Jessie and her previous owner, which I think theories suggest that she's Andy's mom's old toy. That would be really, really interesting if, that was true. I don't know if that's true. I know I've read that before, that was a theory amongst the Disney Pixar films, that Jessie was Andy's mom's toy. So, yeah, that's my super late review for Toy Story 2. Go back, watch it. It's an excellent, excellent film. You're going to be invested again like you would be with the first Toy Story. And it's an entertaining movie. So I suggest you go back and watch it. And again, you'll be pleasantly surprised at how well it still holds up. So that's it. I don't know if I want to do a review for Toy Story 3. Again, when that movie came out, it had adults crying in the theater. I was one of them. And this came out when I was 20. 21, I believe. So maybe it was 19 or 20. I was 19 or 20. But I might just buckle down and watch the movie so I can get a review done for you guys. But yeah, check out the other videos. I just put up a review for Black Mirror season 5, episode 1. And then I got another super late review coming up after I may or may not do the super late review for Toy Story 3. I probably will. I mean, it's leading up to Toy Story 4, so I might as well. And then there are quite a few films that are coming out this weekend at the time of this recording. So I plan on seeing at least one of them. So we'll see what I do with getting reviews up for the movies that I want to see that are coming out as well. So again, thanks for all the support, guys, even if it's 1 view, 5 views, 50, 100. I still appreciate all the love and support and the comments from the users that watch the videos. Thanks for that. And I'll be catching up with you guys.